What's going on, guys? Welcome back to career mode here today on F1 2019 for round number 3 of the season. Here today at the Chinese Grand Prix. New developments, our major front downforce upgrade and a ICE upgrade have both gone on the car for this round, so hopefully that should make a considerable difference. We're best of the rest now on paper as well, so that's pretty good. So hopefully we'll be able to get another decent haul of points today. But yeah, so without further ado, let's go to practice and see how we go.
Welcome to Shanghai for this weekend's Chinese Grand Prix. We begin with today's practice session. We can see, of course, plenty of activity in the garages as we wait for the green light to get this session underway. Anthony Davidson, thank you for joining me once again. What are you going to be looking out for once the cars get out there on the circuit today?
Well, naturally, in any free practice session, you can never be sure exactly what programs the teams are running, how much fuel they've put in, and so on. So it's important to resist the temptation to draw any firm conclusions from the fastest times on the monitor. What we can do, however, is look for consistent pace over the course of multiple laps. So if someone does half a Grand Prix distance and they're consistently half a second quicker than another driver doing the same, then that's generally a good indicator of a car with a solid race pace.
I've had a chat with Carl about the new parts and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so give them a try.
Alright, thank you very much, boss, but welcome, guys, to the Chinese Grand Prix. Practice programs, I think we got through all of them fairly well by memory. I think we got purple on every single one. Had a little moment in the track acclimatization, as you saw right there, just a bit too eager through the final corner, so that didn't really go well, but a quick flashback later and we were all good. Tyre wear program, we got through that without any dramas. Fuel saving, come across the line, purple score. So far so good, come across the line, or in a moment we will, for ERS management, and that's going to be another purple score. Race strategy, practice program, this one was actually it was very easy actually, not going to lie. The car felt really good. You see a moment behind the Ferrari, and I don't think DRS got, I think we actually might have had a DRS failure. Yeah, we do. Yeah, the rear wing actually got stuck open, so that wasn't really good, and it's still stuck open as we go out again. So yeah, they didn't fucking fix it, and we go out to try the qualifying pace run again, and the team still haven't fixed the rear wing, so I don't know what they're playing at. But anyway, at the end of at the end of practice 1, we end up in the top 10 at least, right behind our teammate as well. So despite the fact that we haven't been able to do a qualifying pace run yet, the car feels pretty good. Got some solid pace, so hopefully we'll be able to come away with another top 10, but for the time being at least, it's so far so good. So here we are in practice 2 now, going out for the qualifying pace. Practice program, everything seemed to be against us in this session, not going to lie. We had no new set of tyres left. It was raining, as you can see at the start of the session, but it was light rain that was due to last probably 5 minutes. So yeah, this was a bit of an awkward session. As you can see, big moment on our next attempt. We completely lose the rear and back it into the wall. We actually move the tyre wall back, so a bit of a big shunt. That would be major damage in real life, but thankfully no harm done. So we go again. Got a bit of a slipstream from the Toro Rosso, just trying everything I can to find time, but on slightly worn soft compound tyres there was really just nothing I could do. I tried, I threw the car around the racetrack, but unfortunately we just couldn't beat the target time. But we end up P8, so all in all it's not too bad.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. It's the start of the season. How do you think things are going to go for you?
Well, I think if the first two races have been an indication, we're going to have a pretty good season, I think. So, yeah, should be good.
Are you hoping things clear up before qualifying?
To be brutally honest, I don't care. I don't mind driving in the rain.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, thank you very much, Claire. Been a pain in the backside like normal, but hey, what can you do? You gotta deal with it sometimes. She's only doing her job, I suppose. But anyway, 862 resource points, so we got a fairly big chunk of resource points, so we might look at an upgrade at the end of this episode. But I just want to remind you guys, as always, if you're enjoying, remember to leave a like, subscribe, to stay tuned for plenty more content. But yeah, so far the car feels pretty good. Confidence levels are fairly high. I was a bit 50-50 coming into qualifying, I'm not going to lie, but we'll go and see what we can do. Hopefully we might be able to squeak into Q3 maybe, but we'll see what we can do. So it'll be interesting, but hopefully we can have a good run of it. A couple of messages. Dry qualifying and dry race, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about any rain. So hopefully we can have a good run of things, but without further ado, let's go to qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Welcome to Shanghai, China, for what I've no doubt is going to be a fantastic F1 qualifying session. This has been an exciting track in times gone by, and typically it entertains the moment the lights go out.
It's the scene of many incidents as drivers jostle for position. You have to make a choice between going for it and self-preservation. There's no point in going in hot if you don't come out intact the other side. Even if you're at the front, you will be worrying about the guys behind you.
Alright, so here we are in the garage for qualifying of the Chinese Grand Prix. One of my best tracks, probably, not going to lie. But anyway, we go out at the start of the session now on a hot lap. This has been pretty decent, not going to lie. We might have just got a little bit of dirty air from, I think that was a tyre also, but I don't think it should have affected us too much. Up the line, and we go P8 provisionally. I wasn't super confident of that lap being enough, but honestly thought, no, it should be right. So we'll fast forward to the end of the session, and I thought that was going to be enough looking at where our teammate is and the difference in lap times, but as we cut to the end of the session now, time runs out. We were in P11, and as we scroll down, we're out. So we didn't really judge that all too well. We didn't really miss out by much, but it was enough. So Perez gets through in the racing point, but yeah, that was a bit of a yeah, that's just a bad decision, I guess. Bad case of judgment, whatever you want to call it. Brain fade. Yeah, so we'll be starting from P16, barring any grid penalties from the AI. So pretty unfortunate, but hopefully we can come back through the field and have a good race.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Joining me once again to take you through this race is the effervescent Anthony Davidson, and I'm very much looking forward to it getting underway. You raced here, of course, didn't you, back in your Super Aguri days in that infamous Chinese Grand Prix of 2007?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't last that long though, unfortunately. Qualifying had gone pretty well, but my brakes failed quite early in the race, around lap 10 or 11, something like that. And of course, back in 2004, I was the very first Formula 1 driver to complete a lap of this circuit. Just thought I'd mention that for you, Crofty. You like a good stat. It's a fairly tough circuit on the brakes here, though. You know, there's that long back straight down into turn 14, and then you got turns 6 and 11. They're quite heavy as well. On top of that, managing your front tyre wear is always a challenge around here, so there's a lot to keep in mind during the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Alright, welcome guys to the grid of the Chinese Grand Prix. I think I actually skipped over the grid positions there, so sorry about that. But anyway, I don't think there's any penalties. So we should be back in P16 where we were. Strategy, umming and ahhing what to do, to be honest. I was actually thinking about just doing the bog standard strategy, but then I thought, do we actually start on hards and try and do something a bit different? And in the end, as you can see, I decided to start on the hard tyres. So hopefully this strategy can pay dividends. We'll be a bit slow at the start, but the race should definitely come to us at the latter stages, I suppose, if that's what you want to call it. But let's go for the formation lap, see what we can do. As I said, confidence levels were fairly high. China is a good track for me. Obviously, if you guys have seen the two videos I've posted previously from AOR and Race Spec Esports, the Elite Series, around this racetrack, we won both those races by a fair margin as well. So it's one of my better tracks. I feel like I can get in the groove pretty quickly around here. So hopefully we'll be able to do that again and have a good run of things. But coming back around now to reform on the grid. Ferrari front row lockout. Hopefully they might be able to score a W here today. But hopefully we can jump back through the field. Maybe score a top 10. And yeah, have a good run of things. But not away we go, but awaiting 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix. Using the wide shot for a change. Pretty cool shot that, but away we go. Been a pretty average start, it must be said. We've got Giovinazzi, I think that is, drawing on our right hand side. Sparks are flying down into turn 1. We've dropped a couple of positions. We're trying to go back up the inside. We're up the inside of the Alpha and the Toro Rosso, I think that is, as well. We can't. I honestly thought about trying to go around the outside then, but I thought, nope, that's just never going to end well. Cut back on board with our POV now. Lunge up the inside of Toro Rosso, thinking about going up the inside of Devon Butler. Decided against it in the inside by side with Albon, already with a corner cut track limits warning, whatever you want to call it. So we'll have to watch out for the remaining about 27.5 laps of this race. But so far it's been a decent start, I would say. Lost 1 or 2 spots off the line, but we've been able to get them back. So in retrospect, we haven't really gained anything, but we haven't lost anything. So starting on the hards, I think that's a pretty good start. On the back straight now. Hopefully we might be able to maybe have a look at Albon, obviously with the Mercedes engine in the back of this racing point. We would definitely expect that it would be a bullet in a straight line. So hopefully we'll be able to come up on the back of the Toro Rosso. We're going to go for the dive into the hairpin, the big boy dive up the inside. Squeeze him a little bit on the exit and we get the move done. That's up into P15. Sebastian Vettel fastest lap of the race. So Sebastian has got the jump off Leclerc off the line. We come across the line in P15. So gain 1 spot. Next lap into the hairpin. Butler with a lock up on the right front. We go for a massive dive again. That was from a long way back. Bottas with the fastest lap of the race now. Butler still there on her inside. He throws it back up the inside into the final corner. Maintains P14 for now. On to lap 3 now. We're going to go for another dive up the inside into the hairpin. And this time we just, I wasn't taking no for an answer that time. We just threw it up the inside, squeezed him a little bit on the exit, and with all due respect, who's to say he wouldn't do the exact same. But on to the end of lap 4 now. This is Raikkonen, lock up into the final corner, compromised on the exit, DRS, rich fuel mixture, overtake mode on the ERS, round the outside into turn 1, and that's up into P13 now. On the lap 7, our teammate Sergio Perez next in front, and there's been a bit of a, I don't know what that was. That was Grosjean, and I think that might be Ricardo holding each other up. Now we're going wheel to wheel with our teammate Otmar Safnir. We'll be praying that there's no tapping of tyres or anything like that. Around the outside of the Mexican through turn 1. This is really optimistic. We're hanging in there just. Can we get this done? We're still there. Can we get good drive traction? And we do. Oh, he's still there. No, we've cleared him. Man, I cannot believe we got that done. So, that's up into P12 on the lap 9. Right under the rear wing of the Haas of Grosjean. Round the outside. We were in the gravel a little bit there momentarily. So, a little bit dodgy there. But anyway, we get the move done. So, all good, I guess. But anyway, back straight now. DRS open, rich fuel mixture. Blasting past Ricardo, or at least that was the plan. Still there on the inside. But we get good traction out of the hairpin, and there we go. We're up into the points positions now, into P10 on lap 9. Another warning for exceeding track limits. So that's our 2 warnings already gone out the window. So we've got to be a good boy now for the last 18 laps. But getting on to lap 13, we've got Lucas Weber and Lando Norris going side by side into the hairpin. So might be able to shape up a move on these guys potentially. They're really holding each other up. We get the run on Weber. We get past him. Now we're coming up on the back of Norris, and we just blast past him with DRS open. This Mercedes engine really working wonders. And we gain 2 positions in the blink of an eye, basically. We'll jump back on board for a replay of that. And as you can see, we just blast past the McLaren on the front straight. That was no contest, really. But anyway, on the lap 16 now. All the medium runners and soft tyre runners as well. Basically, everyone has pitted, I think, apart from ourselves, basically. So, lap 16, we're going to come in now. Bottas fastest lap of the race on a 35.1. Hopefully, we might be able to challenge for that fastest lap, being on the medium tyres. But into the pits now, 12 laps on mediums, they should easily go to the end. So let's hope for a good stop from the boys. Stop into the box, hards come off, mediums go on. Pretty decent stop, so no dramas. 2.3, pretty quick pit stop. As we come out now, I think we're going to come out right with Kevin Magnus, and he's right there on our left. Jesus, that was close. Can we try sneak back up the inside maybe? No, nothing doing there. He's on the hards as well, so we should definitely have the advantage over K-Mag, but we'll see what we can do. So, 11 laps to go. Hamilton fastest lap of the race now on a 35.1. DRS on us. We're going to look to the outside, coming into the hairpin. Can we get the move done? Magnussen kind of cuts the corner a little bit there, but he's still there on our outside, but we get the job done, do we? Just. He was still there. He was still trying to hang on, but in the end, nothing he could do. On the lap 19, George Russell is now out of the session. So we'll cut back here and have a look, and it looks like an engine failure for the Williams driver. Smoke billowing out of the back of that Williams. He pulls over, and that is his Chinese Grand Prix done and dusted. Just a few moments later, Alex Albon now retires from the session, so we'll jump back and have a look at what happened to the Toro Rosso. No smoke, but looks like maybe another engine failure, or it could be gearbox, could be hydraulic. No smoke, as I said, but that's 2 retirements literally in the space of 30 seconds. But to the end of lap 19 on the lap 20, we do set the fastest lap of the race on a 34.7. Cutting all the way on to lap 26 now, basically 2 laps to go. Lewis Hamilton nicks the fastest lap of the race back office on a 34.6, so I was pretty pissed about that, not going to lie, but I suppose it is a Mercedes and we're in racing points, so you've got to be somewhat optimistic. But on to the final lap of the race now. Valtteri Bottas fastest lap of the race, and Lewis Hamilton nicks it away from him right at the end as well. But Bottas, he wins the Chinese Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton. Sergio Perez has managed to get up into P7 as well. So it's going to be P6, P7 for the Racing Point drivers. So hopefully Otmar Safnauer will be pretty happy with that. But we come around the final corner, and from P16 on the grid, we've gained 10 positions, P6, P7. Pretty good race.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Park Fermé.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So there we go, guys. That has been round number 3 of Career Mode here today for the Chinese Grand Prix. We come away with a double points finish in P6 and P7. Probably the best we could have asked for, to be honest. We're nowhere near challenging the real top guys. We are best of the rest on paper, so I suppose it is nice to see that you know, we do it. It is kinda realistic in a way. It's not, you know, pitch perfect, obviously. It can be a bit misleading sometimes, but pretty good weekend. Best we could have asked for, honestly, I think, as I said. So really happy with that. So let's go and talk to Claire.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. That was a good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him doing well?
Yeah, I mean, always nice to see a ex-teammate doing well, but you know, it's good.
You've had experience with Devon's fast, aggressive style. Any advice for the drivers he passed today?
Any advice? No.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Well, when you have a good car and a really solid power unit, it makes life a lot easier.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
I reckon they are after the first 3 rounds, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going.
Appreciate your time.
Alright, thank you very much, Claire. So there we go, guys. That has been round number 3 here today at the Shanghai International Circuit. Chinese Grand Prix leading the rivalry against Sergio Perez. I think we can actually pick out a rival now, so we might go and have a look at that real quick. But resource points, we get a fair chunk of those, so that should put us over 1,000, and it does. So all in all, really good weekend. Really happy with the results.
Remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to our contract reviews.
Alright, so we can go select a new rival. So we'll go and have a look at that right now. I'm probably going to pick another midfield runner, to be honest. A couple of interview transcripts. I don't know about you guys, but I never pay much attention to those. I just have a quick glance and yeah, then don't worry about it. So let's go and see who we can select as our rival.
Here you can see a list of eligible drivers to declare as your rival. The more challenging they are to beat, the more the paddock will respect you for succeeding. Just be aware, you'll lose the same amount of respect if you come off second best, so it may be wise not to be overly ambitious.
Alright, so the options are either Ferrari or Red Bull or Haas. In the end, I decided for Romain Grosjean in the Haas. I thought that was a fairly decent choice for our first rival. We're going to purchase a rear downforce upgrade, so we have 2 major upgrades that hopefully should go on the car in the next episode and the one after that. But that has been today's video, round 3 of career mode for the Chinese Grand Prix. Hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, if you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, but stay tuned for plenty more. And until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.